What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the UFC 321 edition of Clint's Hot Props, baby. We are taking the best shot we can at stacking some chips using these props. We're coming off a decent couple of weeks where we've been hitting some good stuff. We hit the long shot on the KO prop at 9-1 just a couple weeks ago. We're feeling good. The vibes are right. We are riding high right now, and hopefully we can find a way for you to hit a couple of props and maybe even hit a prop parlay this week. Who knows? It might be time for that trip to Turkey, baby. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. This show is brought to you by cloudbet.com. The best props in the game are going to be available on cloudbet.com. Use the link in the description below. Promo code DieHardMMA will get you up to a $2,500 welcome bonus if you deposit as a first-time player using cloudbet.com. And wait till you hear some of these prop numbers. Best in the game. You guys are going to love this, okay? First fight of the night. Jacqueline Amarim takes on Mizuki Inoue, and this one is easy peasy lemon squeezy, baby. Sub is plus 140. Okay, we're getting plus 140 on a world-class BJJ player who is going to go out there and dominate the grappling, who is going to hunt for that sub immediately, and who gasses out. I know some people, some of my sharper friends, they want to look at the KO prop here on this one, but it's time to be square, you guys, because she's not going to knock out Mizuki Inoue. Nobody knocks out Mizuki Inoue. You can't knock out Mizuki Inoue. And Jacqueline Amarim has terrible cardio. So if she's going to drag this fight deep, she's not going to be finding opportunities to punch and KO because she's going to be exhausted by the time we get there. This girl is going to get a submission in round 1 or 2, or she is not going to get a finish in this fight. So plus money on a massive favorite to start the night. I think Amarim gets us that round 1 sub, and everybody's hyped to start the night out. Azamat Maxim taking on Mitch Raposo. Now, I've talked about this fight, you guys. I actually am a fan of Mitch Raposo. I want to see him do well, but I think this fight straight up is a mismatch. Azat Maxim is a guy who should be fighting much higher caliber opponents, in my opinion, and I think he's actually going to submit Mitch Raposo in this fight. Now, if you want to look at cloudbet.com, we are getting plus 463 on the sub prop here. It's better than the KO prop. They are looking at the KO for some reason. I actually think the grappling is the way to go. We saw Mitch Raposo get handled by Jake Hadley on the Ultimate Fighter, not the Ultimate Fighter, on Dana White's Contender Series. He got absolutely smothered by a guy who got booted to the PFL and is now losing in the PFL. That's the level of grappling we're dealing with here. Maxim's going to do whatever he wants on the mat to this kid. So plus 463 for Azat Maxim by sub, that's the way to go. You can get plus 175 or so on this guy to win inside the distance. That's the way to go. You get both the sub and the KO. You're taking a minus 500 favorite who should finish, and you're getting plus money on him. I'm shocked that inside the distance prop isn't evens, you guys. I love that finish prop this week. That's probably my favorite bet on the board. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but numbers moving against me, so I'm definitely going to have to pull that trigger sooner than later. Hamdi Abdelwahab, you guys. I think this is rest in peace Chris Barnett season. I am so sad to say that. I hate that. But Hamdi's going to knock this guy out. How could he not? He literally, like, by physical frame, like, he's the only real heavyweight in the cage. The leg kicks he was hitting Usman with, those will send Barnett flying. Like, Barnett cannot get out from under Hamdi Abdelwahab. This guy can take him down, get on top of him, set up in a crucifix position, and Chris Barnett doesn't have the physical strength or ability to move him off of him. So Hamdi Abdelwahab plus 118 to win by KO. That's the way to go if you're going to play Hamdi whatsoever. You can't trust the guy, but if there was ever a fight he was going to win, this would be the one. Jose Delgado, you guys. This is an interesting situation because I think it's Jose Delgado by knockout and early, or this thing's going to go the full 15 minutes. Now, we haven't seen Jose Delgado get extended, but we know that Nathaniel Wood likes to drag his fights deep, and he always ends up in a 29-28 decision situation. So those are kind of self-explanatory props, in my opinion. Delgado by KO is actually going to be plus 621. Using cloudbet.com. That's a great number. I actually like the KO prop option here. And if you like Nathaniel Wood, you think he's going to extend the fight like he normally does, you're getting about plus 315 on that prop. So I think you can play that one both ways. Delgado, I think, has an outside shot at winning a decision. If he just beasts his way to a decision, he lands bigger moments and bigger shots, there is a chance he gets his hand raised. So you can't count that one out. But I think if he's landing like that, he probably gets the knockout. So I would lean towards that KO. Walter Walker and Louis Sutherland. Let's go, baby. Walter, come on, buddy. Let's set this record. Let's extend the streak here. Walter Walker by sub is plus 135. 4. I am never laying minus 400 on Walter Walker, okay? When you're fighting an MMA fight, if you can't grapple or strike, you have to be able to do both. I can't lay chalk on you. Like, that's just the way the world works, okay? If he's pulling heel hooks on a guy like Louis Sutherland, he could end up underneath a monster of a man, and that's probably not going to end very well. However, the get out of jail free card is that heel hook, and getting even money on it when his submission really is his only path to victory, you got to go. You got to go. The next fight, you guys, that I want to bring to your attention, and if you guys can hear that, I apologize. Usually it's my dog going nuts in the background. Something good happened for the Vikings. Obviously, you can hear my wife absolutely going nuts out there. If you guys think I'm a degenerate or I'm insane, like you need to understand what I'm living with here. She's a redhead and she loves her Vikings, so don't mess with her Vikings. The next one I want to bring to your guys' attention, Nasrat Haqparast and Quillian Sal killed. Couple of options on this one. I talked about how on my total show, this one is probably an okay underlook at plus money. We've seen Nasrat Haqparast get attritional KOs on people with a little bit of chin concerns, people who he can, volume up on. Every once in a while, he'll find that kill shot. The number's not great. Plus 383 for Nasrat to win by KO. So that's not fantastic, but I think it's actually got an outside shot. If Quillian is not the guy people think he is, and he is hittable, let me tell you that. So if he can't take the volume Nasrat's putting on him, there is a chance for that knockout. But the sneaky one is probably Quinlan Sal killed by sub. At plus 706 using cloudbet.com, Quillian Sal killed is going to look for grappling in this fight. Now, Nasrat's got an 86% takedown defense, you guys. He had better be good. I don't trust Quinlan Sal killed at this point. I would rather take a flyer on his sub prop than take a flyer on his money line because I have a hard time seeing him win this fight any other way. I think he's going to lose the striking, and I think he's probably not going to be able to secure enough grappling success to be able to get a decision victory. In Abu Dhabi, he's going to need a finish. Alexander Rakic and Azamat Murzakanov. This one's interesting as well because if Azamat Murzakanov doesn't get an early KO, I do think Rakic can just kind of wet blanket the guy. Think back to the Rakic fight with Anthony Smith. The way he just kind of got on top of him, solidified position, made him carry his weight, didn't have to do a whole lot. That's the way he won that fight. He's fighting a smaller man here in this one, so he potentially could do that. I do think there's a chance Rakic runs face first into a bomb and he may not be the same guy he used to be a couple years ago. So getting plus 203 on Murzakanov by KO, I think that makes sense. But if you wanted to go the other way on it, the Rakic round 3 prop is 13-1 on cloudbet.com. And then the decision prop for Rakic is going to be, plus 227. So it's not a great number, but that round 3 prop has my interest, you guys. It really does. We've seen Azamat Murzakanov really struggle with bigger guys. We've seen him get tired in fights before. Rakic also might need a finish in this kind of a fight. So that round 3 prop, I think, looks very, very interesting to me. The next one I want to talk to you about is my guy Alexander Volkov. Now, I already mentioned to you guys, he's my dog of the week. I like the over 1.5 in this fight. This one's going to be close. I actually think Volkov can win a decision here. Now, he's got tons of knockout power. He probably can find a late finish on Jailton Almeida as well, so the decision prop is a little bit scary. But Volkov by decision is plus 774. If you're getting plus 774 on this guy to win by decision, if he has to survive round 1 and then turn up in rounds 2 and 3, there's a chance that takes place. Now, Volkov does have a bunch of KO victories, so this might be another round 2, round 3 KO type of situation. Volkov round 2, plus 798, and round 3 is 15-1. I don't mind late sprinkles on Alexander Volkov after dragging Almeida deep, making him tired, continuing to get back up, and then just putting it on him. Here we go, you guys. This is the one you've all been waiting for. Umar Nurmagomedov and Mario Bautista. Now, normally we don't run through the entire card like this and do a prop on every single fight, but frankly, you guys, with the giant money lines and like the even money props, this is a good card for that. Umar Nurmagomedov asked Dana White at the presser whether or not this was going to be a number 1 contender fight. He was like, Dana, I think you need to make this a number 1 contender. Winner of this fight gets the title. And Dana turned to him and he said, you make this a fight worth a number 1 contender fight. You make this a fight exciting enough to be a number 1 contenders fight, and we'll see what happens. Umar's going to have to go out there and go for broke, you guys. If he wants a rematch with Merab, he's going to have to make a statement. Now, you guys know I've always said that Mario Bautista is a little low-key chinny out there. Umar Nurmagomedov is an underrated striker. People do not give him enough credit for how good he is on the feet. Mario Bautista will not be able to control the grappling against a Nurmagomedov. I refuse to believe that that's true. So Umar's going to dictate where this fight takes place. And if they get into it striking because Mario can't control the grappling, I do think Umar can find his shot out there, okay? So Umar landing a knockout is plus 691 using cloudbet.com. I actually think that is a realistic sprinkle to take here. It's a 15-minute fight. I know Umar likes his decisions, but if he wants that title shot, he's going to have to go balls out here, you guys. And I think there's a chance he actually goes out there and gets it done against Mario Bautista, who's still, in my opinion, maybe a little more fragile than people are giving him credit for. We've seen him hurt a bunch of times, and no one's been able to put the nail in the coffin. In Abu Dhabi, this is the one. Next up, lastly, let's talk about Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane, you guys. There's not a lot to really break down here because Tom's got to win this fight early, in my opinion. The longer it gets extended, the less likely it is that Tom's going to be having a good time. So if you want to get crazy, 25-1, 35-1, 45-1, the Gane round 3, 4, and 5 props. Like, if Gane extends this fight, he'll be live down the stretch, and that's the way he wins this fight. Otherwise, you're getting even money on Tom Aspinall by KO. Plus 105 using cloudbet.com. Take that minus 400 favorite down. You know he's going to be looking for that hands. The only problem with that, Tom likes to take people down to the ground, and we've seen Gane taken down and subbed a couple of times as well. So I don't like that either. That's the problem with this one, is they're really making you pick your poison. You got to know what you want to do here. Plus 264 on Tom Aspinall by sub. It's not a great number going for that either, you guys. So I'll be honest with you, I don't really love a prop in the main event. I wanted to just make mention of those to you because how can you not break down the main event on a prop show? I like some of the other props on the undercard. I think there's a couple of good juicy spots where you can buy down on a fighter using their win condition, and hopefully this week, let's make some money. That's Clint's Hot Props, baby. Hope you guys have a great week this week. Let's roll.